Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly. In the Culture Warrior segment tonight, it's no accident that far-left Americans, secular progressives, are pushing the envelope now that a liberal has been elected president. In the month since Barack Obama won the election, we have seen violence over gay marriage, an atheist attack on Christmas, and various attempts to legalize marijuana as well as prostitution. Now, in the Netherlands, perhaps the most liberal European country, the government is now shutting down pot shops and legalized brothels. Apparently, organized crime is controlling both over there. With us now, Fox News analysts Monica Crowley and Margaret Hoover. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this thing now. And we talked about with both of you ladies, the far left is emboldened, the George Soros crew that wants all of this liberation is going to push the same thing here. But over in Holland, it's a disaster. Am I wrong?
It hasn't worked in Holland. They had really wonderfully naive ideas about teaching their children to have safe sex and smoke grass. And what's happened is all the criminals and drug addicts throughout Europe have gone and exploited that opening in Amsterdam. And it's absolutely run out of control, completely run amok. It's not going to work here. Amsterdam is a mess. My friend, former Dutch parliamentarians, suggest they should have done this a long time ago.
Sure. Amsterdam now can't get tourists to go there, family tourists. It's full of undesirable
The problem
people.
is the Dutch are very open people, and they're very proud of being open. What happened was they weren't enforcing the hard drugs, and as soon as the criminals realized they could do hard drugs there as well, that's when the crime came in.
It's more than that, Monica. It is the organized crime controls vice the world over.
Right.
They're not going to say, just because you legalize it, we're going to retire.
Right.
They're going to say, oh, it's legal. Good. We're running it, and if you don't like it, we'll shoot you in the head.
And that has always been the case.
Right.
Drugs, prostitution, organized crime.
It's always going to be that way. And the people who seek those services are, I don't know what they are, but they're coming in large numbers.
Right.
So why can't the secular progressives get this?
Well, in the Netherlands, their experimentation with social tolerance, free love, free drugs clearly has backfired. Amsterdam is a cesspool of corruption, crime. Everything's out of control. It's anarchy. And as you point out, you know, one of the great magnets for tourism in Amsterdam was this, except it has now crossed the line and gotten totally out of control.
Right.
You know, the other day in New York City, Bill, I got into a cab, and I had an Albanian cab driver, a guy who had emigrated to the United States legally from Albania, and he said, I can't believe what I'm seeing in the United States. And I said, what do you mean? He said, I left Eastern Europe to flee from socialism, from all kinds of strictures, and now I see the United States slowly inching toward that.
Slouching.
Whether it's social policy, whether it's economic policy. And he said, I don't know what to do. I tried to flee this. We're seeing the same thing in the Netherlands. You know, they're coming to where the United States used to be. We've got cities like San Francisco now inching toward that.
Right. The Dutch are getting more conservative because it hasn't worked. Now, I'm tying this whole culture thing in here, and I'm saying to myself, look, if you have a Seattle situation where the governor says, yeah, go ahead, mock and demean Christianity, religion, the baby Jesus, whatever, go ahead, under the auspice of free speech. You're basically now losing control of the traditions of America. Again, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. But what I take issue with is this notion that because Barack Obama was elected, this is a direct result of this.
You don't think that's emboldened the far left, that election?
Bill, you've been fighting against the far left as long as I have watched television.
But aren't they bolder now?
San Francisco, they have been doing this every Christmas season. It is not new to the atheist.
This is the first time it's been done in Seattle, in Olympia.
But how often have you visited Seattle as the cesspit of secular progressives?
But there was,
all the time. I don't think this is because of Barack Obama.
There is more aggression now on the part of the far left than there was. And look, I said it a million times, it's not Obama's fault. He doesn't have any control over it. But these people are emboldened now. They feel that their side, the far left, is gaining power and currency. And they got the media behind them.
Well,
they got the media behind them.
The problem is the far left isn't very good at governing. So what happens is now they don't have an excuse. They can't blame Bush for everything.
Well,
so
they can. No, they'll blame Bush for the next 8 years.
Well, no, but Bill, you're
Haven't you seen an emboldening of it?
Yeah, we've seen an acceleration. I mean, the gay marriage
Look at NBC News.
Storming churches.
Look at NBC News. Look how that operation, Huntley, Brinkley, John Chancellor, spinning. spinning
to this, right?
Right, to this, to what they have now?
I agree with you. It's not Obama's fault, but what Obama has represented is a liberation of all these forces that has had a lid on it for 8 years because of President Bush that is now exploded and is using the opportunity of Obama coming in, you know, a far-left Congress coming in to make all of their agenda items out there in the media. You know, we cover it on this show, we condemn it, but a lot of other media outlets don't. And what
they encourage it.
It's a gradual chipping away of traditional values.
All right,
that's what's going on.
We appreciate the culture warriors as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.